The following program is rated D for Dumb.
Thank you, Harry. It is, in fact, rated D for Dumb, and we really appreciate you tuning in. Hal in Philly has written a song called Going for a Drive. It's the #1 hit single. Come on, Hal, bring it.
9 o'clock, I'm bored to death. Smoke so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me, my best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the broody kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for Dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Thank you, Alex Exum, ALEXEXUM, for that intro that you've been doing for almost the last 5 years. Hey everybody, are you ready to go for a drive? A resounding yes. RESOUNDING. Or is it REZ? I like it better, REZ. Resounding. All right, everybody. Thank you, Hal. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, Harry. Brought to you by Linda Irwin from Awesome Insanity Surfers and Crash Dystopia. You can hear that on Spreaker. And Hal in Philly has Tales of the Road Warriors. And his latest episode is a sound machine doozy as he interviews Michael Winslow from Police Academy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. I don't know. I think they might have made a YouTube series out of it. I have no idea. I'm not even sure if he's in the Police Academy cartoon. I don't know. But he's done a lot of work. He has an interesting story, Michael Winslow, and so does Hal Aaron Cohen in Philly. And he's got another episode there, another person he interviews that's kind of from back in the day. I forget his name. But Smokula. Something like that, like Harold Carmichael or something. I don't know. No, that's not him at all. Anyway, so check out Hal. He's got a couple of new episodes out there. Tales of the Road Warriors. Thank you, Hal, for the song. Thank you for the great podcast, the interview with Michael Winslow. And, of course, Going for a Drive, which I always, I play it at the intro. I always promise Hal I will not play it otherwise, but I do have the full version right here that I purchased. He gave me a version, but I also purchased a version. And I just want to let you know, it's 4 minutes and 14 seconds. All right? There you go. It's a really iconic guitar beginning. They talk about iconic guitar beginnings. And right there is one. And then the cowbell comes in. And then the snare comes in. And then, bam, here we go. Hit the post. And then Hal comes in. So, that's 20, 30 seconds of the song. But it's got some fun lyrics, and it's available on Bandcamp, bandcamp.com. Check out Hal in Philly. And when you buy the song, you can pay more than $1 if you want. You can donate more than $1. He's only charging $1. You can pay more than $1 if you want, and because Hal isn't working because of the COVID. He's a musician. He plays live. So there you go. Okay. And also the lyrics come with the song. When you go to bandcamp.com, you'll see the lyrics, so you can sing along. I still don't know all the words, but I'm really bad at lyrics. When I was a kid, sitting in the back of my father's Chevrolet Impala, 1972 Chevrolet Impala. Before that was a 1969 or 68 Dodge Polara. My father was good for a new car every 4 years. There was a while there where he was pretty religious. He had a 68 Polara. He had a 57 Chevy. I think he inherited from his father, my grandfather Bill. Then he had a 68, why am I telling you this? 68 Dodge Polara, because there's a lot of car buffs. And I remember these things for some reason. The Polara, the Dodge Polara was supposedly a lemon, but it looked great. I have a picture of it, my father standing in front of it. He looked good too. He looked sharp. He looked like he was into some sort of fashion. Like he was, I'm sure my mom bought him a shirt. So anyway, it was a nice white Dodge Polara. Welcome to Car Talk, everybody. Welcome to Car Talk. We don't do this too often. About once every 4 years, we do a Car Talk show. Dumbing It Down with Dave presents Car Talk. And by the way, the weather is gray again. 2 days in a row of gray weather. Not bad, not rainy, just it's a little. But I don't let it get me down. I don't care what the weather is. I still move forward towards the truth. Pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all here on Dumbing It Down with Dave. And thank you all for tuning in. I really greatly appreciate it. Thanks for your comments and you engaging with the show. By the way, I keep neglecting to mention, I'm also on Instagram. We've been posting a lot of stuff on Instagram. So check me out at Dumb with Dave, I think. No, is it Dumbing It Down with Dave on Instagram? At Dumb with Dave on Twitter. But Dumbing It Down with Dave on Instagram. Anyway, I got a decent following. I don't understand Instagram. People follow you, then what? Nothing happens there. We just post pictures and videos. Whatever. Audiograms. We post audiograms there. Okay, so Dodge Polara. It was a white Dodge Polara with a black hard top. I think it was a hard. No, it was material. Whatever they call that. It was it a leather? No, whatever it was something on top. Big car, really big, like a boat. Like a big square boat. And a really nice rear grille. No, taillights. It was like the whole, from left to right, it was like one big taillight. Like nowadays, it's common to see that, but back then, it was like a light on the left, a light on the right. This one was beautiful. I like the Dodge Polara. I don't remember really driving it too much, but I was a little kid, so I'm sure I had plenty of leg room. And we didn't sit in car seats back then. Remember that? Yeah, they didn't care if you lived or died. Yeah, nobody cared about kids back then. Fly through the windshield, nobody cares. Everybody had a boat, so if you wrecked, if you had an accident, nothing happened. Nowadays, people driving around with these Ford Focuses and Priuses, all these kids are flying through windows. So you got to wear a car seat. You got to sit in a car seat. But back then, you had a Dodge Polara. Forget about it. It was like 6,000 pounds of metal. Got about a mile and a half to the gallon. Okay, so then after that was the 72 Chevrolet Impala. Brown. It was metallic brown or something. It had specs in it and all that stuff. Nice car. My father bought the rear sport window. Really made it look like a sporty car. Two-door. My father got a two-door. I think the Polara was a two-door too. Shows you how much my father thought of me and my sister. He's like, they're kids. They're little kids. Well, I'll get a two-door. We'll just, Mom will have to get out and move the seat up and the kids will climb in. Same thing with the Impala. I think the Impala was a two-door. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm being too harsh on my dad. Anyway, that was a nice car. And then in 1976, he bought a van. A Dodge. He bought a Dodge van. He was going to customize it. Never happened. Anyway, the furthest we got was insulation and then a wood floor. And he never went any further. I have no idea why. I don't know what happened. So, and after that, he was done with new cars. So from 68 to 76, he got new cars. Three cars in a row, 4 years apart. And then I guess 1980, he bought a used Dodge Colt. I guess, I think he was out of work for a while because he broke his leg. So money might have been tight. And Mom never worked, not, and made a living. She took care of her kids. She did the laundry and cooked and found time for leisure. So there you go. Okay. Why are we talking about? Car Talk is over. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you tuning in to Car Talk. There you go. Wrong one. Yeah. We're going for a drive. The Car Talk. Okay.
Time is running out.
Okay. All right. Easy, everybody. Let's just do this. All right. Let's pick up where we left off. Previous episode, I was reading some comments from Bobby Massey, and I had to cut him off. Because we were at the top of the hour. We had to leave. Show was over. And I just want to finish what he wrote, because he was talking about Vegas. Let's just read this last thing, and then we'll go to episode 272. Bobby wrote, "We'll cross that bridge when we get there." I always say, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Shout out to you, Dave, for putting great shows together. I was offered to do a New Year's Eve gig in Las Vegas with limited audience, blah, 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 blah. Not sure if the trip is worth it. What do you think? Still deciding. Any perspectives from others would be nice. I'm still taking care of my mom as well. I kind of glossed over that the first time. And then later on I realized, oh wow, you're still taking care of your mom. Dude, no. You can't risk it. You can't risk it. Mask. I don't care if you wear a football helmet. You can't risk it. It's just insane. In normal times I would have booked it and not even thought twice. Actually, that's not true. Back in the day when Bobby and I used to talk all the time, Bobby would have totally overthought it. He would have overplanned it. He would have always discussed it. And I would have sat there on the phone going, why do I talk to this guy? What's wrong with him? He's crazy. Yeah, Dave, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the plane from Newburgh, and then I'm going to take a taxi, and then I'm going to fly half the way, and then they're going to fly, and then I'm going to sit in the third seat, and then this lady's going to sit in the second, and then, no, forget it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive to Toronto, and then I'm going to take a taxi to Montreal, and then I'm going to buy some French-Canadian rubies, and then blah, 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 blah. So, Bobby, not for nothing, but you would have overthought it, and no matter what you would have done. But, I'm half kidding. You know that. But, yeah, he would have booked it because he loves Vegas. And I think he's torn between Vegas and his mom, which is understandable. I think if it wasn't for his mom, he'd still be in Vegas. But you got to come home. Got to take care. He's a good kid. Got to take care of mommy. I did the same thing when I got out of the Navy. I was living in St. Louis, Missouri. Arnold, actually. I don't know. I lived in Fenton, Missouri, and I lived in Arnold, Missouri. And you guys want to know? I don't know if I ever spoke about this before. 1980, I'm doing the Gary Delabate thing. All right, let's take a little apple cider vinegar drink break here. You guys can imbibe at home. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Apple cider vinegar. Delicious. When I got out of the Navy in July of 1986, I was in a band in the Navy. On the ship, we were in a band. And I flew to either Arnold or Fenton, Missouri. And I lived in a trailer. First time that's ever happened. And the guy who was the guitarist in the band was married, second wife, I think, with the kid, a stepkid. Nice kid. He's a professional drummer now. Rock and roll bands and all that stuff. Anyway, so my buddy was the guitarist, great guitarist. His name was Mike. Bit of a hothead, still is, ultra conservative. But back then we never talked about politics. But he was pretty much a hothead. Very talented guitarist, super incredible, amazing. Just not a good songwriter, not a songwriter at all, and didn't really have that Eddie Van Halen background of music, He was self-taught, musically, self-taught. But he doesn't come from a whole musical family, so therefore he didn't have that whole depth. He didn't have the depth that Eddie had, but still technically a fantastic guitarist. And it was fun playing with him. He was really good. And he made me better, which was great. So we lived in a trailer. He threw his kid out of the room. He had a little room, the kid, at one end of the trailer. And threw him out. Said, "Hey, you're sleeping in the living room now, kid." And we moved in. The band moved into the kids' room. Looking back now, I think that was horrible. But we had to do what we had to do. It's rock and roll, guys. It's rock and roll. Anyway, why was I talking about Arnold and Fenton, Missouri? That's a good question. I've already lost track of this entire show. Okay, now I remember. I actually paused. You guys don't know this. I paused. I said, what was I talking about? Okay. Got a lot more energy on this show and the previous show than I did in my aborted show. The show that you guys will never hear. 1 hour of total death and garbage. It was terrible. I can't believe I actually thought that was going to be a published show. I actually almost did publish. I was lying in bed and I was going to publish it. And I said, nah, you know what? I'm tired. I'll do it later. And I went to sleep. I woke up. I listened to the show on the way to work the other day. I went, oh my God, this is horrible. And then the sound quality got worse and worse at the end as the microphone rubbed against my zipper on my hoodie, which I am wearing, but I'm holding the microphone in such a way that it doesn't touch the zipper. So living in Missouri was going great. And then my grandfather, my father's father, I think had a stroke. I think he was dying of cancer. The band wasn't exactly working out too well. We had some issues, as many rock and roll bands do from the onset. And I left. I said, I got to go, guys. I got to go take care of my grandfather. I can't stay here and be selfish and play rock and roll while my grandfather's dying in Brooklyn. So there you go, Bobby. That's that story. I don't know if I ever told that to you, but that's the story. That's a true story. I can get it verified. And I enjoyed being a drummer. I really did. I enjoyed being in a band. I would have liked to have been in a band that played out. We never played out. We had some good songs. We found a writer, this guy Ken, a good second guitarist, good rhythm guitarist. Maybe he was a good lead guitarist, I don't know, but Mike had it all down pat. And we were a good, loud, chord-crunching band. And we rehearsed a lot. We played, but we never played out. And we had a horrible lead singer to this very day. Good-looking lead singer, tall, long blonde hair, but for the life of me, I couldn't understand anything he said. We had no PA system. I don't know how long we played, like for 2 or 3 months. To this very day, I remember saying to Mike, I go, I have no idea what he sounds like. I'm sitting there playing the drums. I have no idea. I hear him screaming, but this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what he's saying. And Ken's lyrics were all mythical. They were all... He had one of those one of those composition notebooks. This I did mention on the show once before, but it doesn't matter. He had one of those composition notebooks, and he goes, here's all my songs. And I was like, oh, okay, let me see. Page 1. I don't understand any of this. Page 2. Okay. There was no la la la. There was no baby baby. There was no love. It was all the gods of mythological Norse fjords. I remember the word fjords. I think that was my breaking point. When I saw the word fjords, F-J-O-R-D-S, I looked at this guy Ken. I go, what's a fjord? Actually, I don't even know if I'm still spelling it right. He goes, it's like a river, a waterway. I go, well, why don't you just say river? We're in St. Louis. Who knows what a fjord is? And I think that was one of those moments where Dave Canyon should be a lot less Dave Canyon. Because I looked at him, I'm like, I thought we were like kind of friends at that point. So I kind of felt comfortable by saying, what the hell is this? What is this? What is these songs? Are you from this planet? Are you from this country? Apparently, whatever. He was all obsessed with whatever that was, that whole world of whatever. And you know what? I'm probably a big moron. Clive Davis from Arista Records or whatever he's from, Atlantic Time, whatever, would have said, oh, these are great. You got a whole book. It's like 50 pages, double-sided, whatever, of all fjords and the gods and the clouds and the winds of time and the sands of destiny, the wings of destiny, the sands of time, the fjords of life, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, my God. Nowadays, you know what? I think I still would have said the same thing. I would have been like, hey, Ken, can you do me a favor? Can we set aside a week and a half? Let's go on a retreat. And I want you to explain to me these songs. I don't want to do it here in the trailer. I don't even want to do it in St. Louis. Let's travel to Iceland. Let's climb up a big glacier, right? Let's get a pickaxe, whatever they call those things. Let's get some hiking gear. Climb up to the biggest glacier in the most remote part of Iceland. And then I want to sit down with you, and I want you to explain to me every song. Because that would be the only place that would be appropriate to sing these songs, would be somewhere on the top of a glacier in Iceland. That's how far out these songs were. But I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum. So, I'm like all about ZZ Top. I'm just looking for some tush or tush, whatever. That's it. This guy was like, he wanted to be the fourth member of Rush. Whatever. Okay. So the point is, Bobby, I think, I don't know, that was 20 minutes ago already, that, I came home to take care of my grandfather. So I know I'm leaning towards not doing it. So my guess is that Bobby's already decided he's not going to do it, because it does seem like a really crazy thing to do. All right, let's just do this. That's the name of the show, number 272. Let's just do it. I had no title for it. Linda Irwin wrote, I so appreciate your respect. Thank you, Linda. It's my pleasure, my honor. Linda Irwin wrote, Adam's Family is very seriously creepy, where the monsters are funny creepy. That's right. You're right, Linda. All right, now we get into the Bobby Massey manifestos here. 12 days ago, this is what he wrote. Linda Irwin is the best. Linda Irwin is the best, he wrote, exclamation point. I have to say, I never paid for sex. I only paid them to leave. Ba-dum-bum. The back of Craigslist is awful. I can't even get someone from the front of Craigslist. You know what? It's kind of true. Anyway, now the back of Craigslist, whatever the back is awful. And the front is even worse. It's the garage sale of dating there. Can't go there without a shot of penicillin and register for the Green Party. Okay. Adam's Family was creepy as hell. Even the theme song is a little weird. Snapping Fingers. Ugh. Yeah, that's true. Are they the only song with snapping fingers? By the way, great name for a creepy band featuring Adam's Family characters and music. Creepy, Snapping Fingers. You hear that, Linda? Snapping Fingers. If it were any creepier, Chris Hansen, good reference, by the way, Bobby, would have done To Catch a Predator. Patrick, he writes to Patrick Maruki. Every politician lies. The difference is, though, he did do some of the things that he said he'd do. Okay, see, now Bobby gets political. He was on comedically, now he's political. The difference is, though, he did do some of the things he said he'd do. That is true. Biden didn't ignite his base. That is true. Biden doesn't have an igniter. You know that time when when you go to your barbecue and you got that thing, you go click, 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 and nothing happens? Yeah, that's Biden. I wrote that. Bobby didn't write that. I get it. I'm on too. I do comedy also. Biden didn't ignite his base. Maybe his hemorrhoids flared up when he was on his basement. Yeah. To clarify my confusing post you spoke of, go to a liberals page and say, I don't think Trump is that bad, or go to an alt-right page and say, Biden seems like a nice guy, and just let the people lose their minds. Oh, I see what you're saying, Bobby. You're right. It's the equivalent of pulling the pin in a grenade and walking away. Great show again, Dave. Can't wait till we can go for another drive. Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Good job. Okay, I appreciate him coming back and explaining the post that we didn't understand. All right. How much time we got left? Okay, good. Got diarrhea of the mouth again. All right, this is the last post for 272. And I think after this we might be caught up. I don't have any caught up music, but we'll try. Bobby says this. Bobby Massey says this 12 days ago. I will say this. If Biden is officially declared the winner of the election, and it looks that way. By the way, he wrote this 12 days ago. So, life will go on. There you go. He's right. Life will go on. I've been listening to a lot of conservative radio, which I do anyway. And I kind of feel like all the hosts, maybe except for Mark Levin, I haven't really heard Hannity lately, but pretty much every conservative host I've heard or seen is pretty much okay with it. We're not going to riot. We're not going to loot. There won't be a surge in brick prices in the next couple of weeks. For an unemployed conservative guy like me, I'll still eat my oatmeal. Maybe a generic Walmart brand. I'll still pay my taxes and listen to Dumbing It Down with Dave. He's so patronizing. I am an unemployed, registered Republican, and all I can say is, Mr. Biden, where's my stimulus check? That is a good question. Actually, Mr. Biden, Ms. Pelosi, with your beautiful hair and your neck scarf, and Schumer, Chucky Schumer, come on, man, where's that stimulus check? Why did I get up on Election Day at 4:30 a.m. to go stand in line in 35-degree weather to vote? I could have mailed in my ballot along with all my dead relatives weeks before and watched The Price is Right in my underoos. Bobby's on. Like every other Tuesday, very conflicted. Awesome. Oh, I should have watched The Price is Right in my underoos like every other Tuesday. Very conflicted. Awesome. All right, Bobby, good post. See, you guys, Politico is funny. Bobby's posting very nicely. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. All right. Oh, do I have one more show here? Bobby, Pat, Hal, and Linda go for a drive? Let's see. What was the show notes on that? Oh, by the way, folks, don't forget, you can call the show. The dumb line. Call the dumb line. 3477-I-AM-DUMB. 3477-I-AM-DUMB. Leave a message, no more than 60 seconds. And keep it clean. No profanity. Any profanity, I don't play it. Unless you just want to leave me a private message. That you can do, too. And I won't play it on the show. You can leave your name. Don't leave your name. I don't care. Then that number numerically is 347-746-3862. 347-746-3862. In this episode, Dave caught up on some readings to the show comments. All right. What were the comments for Howell, Pat, and Lyndon? Oh, my God. So we're not going to get caught up because I don't have enough time for all this. Oh, no. Maybe I do. Let's try it. All right. I started off by saying thank you for listening. It's greatly appreciated. Linda Irvin wrote, I love riding with you guys. Very fun. Good job, Linda. Linda riding shotgun. She'd have to because she's the only lady in the group. I only got one lady listener. 273 episodes. I only have one woman that listens to the show. What's wrong with me, Linda? Why don't people like me? Why don't women like me more? All right. Linda Irwin wrote, the person who started Crash Dystopia wanted to change the way the story is presented, so I could not tie it off the way I wanted. Since I came into the story as a guest writer, I had really no say on it. I hear you, Linda. I hear you. Linda Irwin wrote, great review. I'm moving all 21 episodes to its own show entitled Continuum X. Oh, look at that. Okay. Linda Irwin wrote, I hope you can, maybe we could finish off this thing properly. Maybe. Whatever. Linda Irwin wrote, 10 days ago she wrote this, I would have loved to write for Monty Python and have some well-known British celebrity find my show out on the ocean. Okay. You know what, Linda? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why not? Because I listened to all those 3-4 years of comedic Awesome Insanity Surfers. It's right up there. If she was to take all the shows that she did that were comedic and put animation to it, same thing. Or, actors of any sort. Patrick Marucki, come on, you're a producer. Help her out. Let's get this together. Patrick Marucki wrote, great English accent. Yeah, I think I was trying to do a James Mason. I think. I'm not really sure. It was something like that. Bobby Massey wrote, forget paying $49.99 for the Tyson Roy Jones fight. We get Dave fighting the voices and thoughts in his head weekly, and they get to comment about it. This is the best reality TV show since the Jersey Shore. It's safe to say there's a lot less ab showing here, too. Hey. Okay. Take a little shot at the belly, Bobby Massey. Want to speak. Okay. Had an operation. All of a sudden, this guy's six-pack Bobby. All right. Bobby Massey wrote, I agree, Linda. That was a good English accent. Sir David, actually, Patrick McRookie wrote that. I agree, Linda. That was a good English accent. Sir David Canyon from the borough of Brooklyn, the Prince of Podcasts, the Picker of Noses. The Great Canyon hits us with another great show. Look at Bobby, over the top. Over the top. How much time I got left? Oh, yeah. All right. One more comment. That's it. We got time for one more, and that's all we got. Last comment of 2020. That's not true. All right. I have to check out Linda's podcast. Oh, this is Bobby Massey 9 days ago. Okay. I have to check out Linda's podcast. Dave hasn't steered me wrong when making recommendations. Yeah, but really, the only recommendations I've ever made to Bobby is, Bobby, don't go to that whorehouse. Bobby, don't get that massage. Bobby, wear a condom. That's it. Those are the 3 recommendations. Actually, I said, don't move to the other side of the moon, which he did. He didn't want to listen to me, which he did, and he regrets that decision. He knows the truth. He knows the story. I think I told it here once, but he knows the story. Oh, I'm in love. I'm going to go move to the other side of the moon. Bobby, don't do it. No, you don't understand, Dave. Okay, bye. Dave hasn't steered me wrong when making recommendations. Better late than never is another saying I've been living in 2020. I wrote a lot. Don't want to wear out my welcome. Maybe I'll go into the helicopter business next time after my severance checks I think you might want to write clear. In the helicopter business. Right, Bobby, good job. All right, then that's it. Then the last show I did is Should He Stay or Should I Go, which was the show I did yesterday. All right, that was good. So that's it. 272 episodes, all caught up. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, caught up music. Sorry, Hal, I don't have anything. All right.
Time is running out.
I know, we got a little bit more than a minute left.
Don't go over.
Guys, don't forget to tweet me.
It disrupts everything.
I know, I'm sorry.
How much time do you have left?
About a minute.
Are you wearing your glasses?
Actually, no, but they're right here on the passenger seat. Thank you, David. I think that's David. I don't remember. Tweet me at DumbWithDave. Email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. I got a lot of great episodes coming up, folks. I really do. Believe it or not, I have a thread, a text thread that I'm writing to myself of all the topics, and I got a running theme. All right, this is every time I plan something, I don't do it. So I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to plan it anyway and see if I do it. Let's see if I come through. Hold my feet to the fire, if you would. I appreciate it. I have a list of like 6 or 7 names or people. Anyway, I'm going to do a show about my encounters with people that might explain to you why I am the way I am. I think you're going to enjoy it. Right, Hal? Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Take care. And Baba Booey to you all.